Imagine this for a moment. You wake up one morning, reach for your glasses, and notice that the world looks just a little hazier than it did yesterday. The words on the pill bottle blur, the faces in your photo album seem softer, and the glare of headlights at night feels almost blinding. This is how vision loss creeps in, not suddenly but quietly, like a fog rolling across the horizon. And here's the sobering truth. More than 24 million Americans over 40 are already living with cataracts and millions more with glaucoma, often without realizing it until the damage is well underway. But here's the good news. I'm Dr. Brian, and welcome to Ageless Garden, where we explore simple, science-backed ways to protect your health. Today, I'll share 3 everyday fruits that can help shield your eyes and preserve your independence far longer than you may believe possible. When we think about protecting our eyesight, most people picture eyeglasses, magnifiers, or maybe surgery someday down the road. But what many don't realize is that some of the most powerful defenses are sitting quietly in the produce aisle. Fruits in particular are packed with antioxidants, vitamins, and protective pigments that act like tiny bodyguards inside your eyes. They fight off oxidative stress, keep blood vessels strong, and shield delicate tissues from damage. And the best part? They're simple, affordable, and delicious. Just a few mindful choices in your daily diet can become a natural shield against cataracts, glaucoma, and age-related vision loss. There's something almost magical about a blueberry. It looks so small, so ordinary, and yet inside that deep blue skin is a powerhouse of protection for your eyes. Patients often raise an eyebrow when I suggest blueberries as part of their eyesight improvement food plan. Really, doctor? Just blueberries, as they ask? And I always smile and say, yes. Sometimes the most powerful medicine doesn't come in a pill. It comes in a cup you can hold in your hand. What makes blueberries so special is a pigment called anthocyanin, the same compound that gives them their rich color. Inside your body, anthocyanins behave like tiny shields. They track down unstable molecules, what we call free radicals, that chip away at the lens of the eye over time. Left unchecked, those free radicals lead to cloudy lenses, the very definition of cataracts. But anthocyanins neutralize them, slowing down that clouding process and keeping the lens clearer for longer. Beyond the lens, blueberries nourish the retina, the light-sensitive layer at the back of the eye. This is the part of the eye that allows you to recognize your grandchild's smile, read a book in the afternoon sun, or spot the bird perched on the fence. The retina depends on tiny, fragile blood vessels. If those vessels weaken or collapse, vision suffers. Anthocyanins strengthen these capillaries, improving circulation and ensuring that oxygen and nutrients flow smoothly. This not only reduces strain, but also helps regulate eye pressure, a silent factor in glaucoma. Think of blueberries as internal eye drops, working from the inside out to keep the tissues moist, nourished, and functioning smoothly. They don't just give relief for a day, they build resilience over time. And science backs this up. A 2019 study published in the Journal of Food Biochemistry found that anthocyanins from blueberries improved retinal function and reduced pressure-related damage in glaucoma models. Another large-scale study observed that older adults who ate berries regularly had up to 33% less risk of significant vision decline. But let me step away from the numbers for a moment and share a story. Ellen, one of my long-term patients, came to me at age 72. A retired teacher, sharp and independent, she loved reading, but cataracts had started to dim her world. Doctor, she told me, I can't get through more than a page before my eyes blur. I'm terrified of losing books. Reading has always been my world. Her eye pressure readings were borderline, and her cataracts were early but progressing. We could have jumped straight to drops or surgical discussions, but I knew Ellen wanted to try everything possible before heading down that road. I suggested a simple ritual: 1 cup of blueberries every day, fresh when in season, frozen when not, in smoothies with yogurt, or simply as a handful in the afternoon. She chuckled at first, skeptical that something so ordinary could make any difference. But Ellen committed. 8 weeks later, she came back not with a medical miracle, but with a smile I'll never forget. Doctor, she said, my cataracts are still here, but my eyes feel alive again. I can read a whole chapter. It feels like my vision caught its breath. That's the quiet power of food. It doesn't erase cataracts overnight or guarantee you'll never need surgery, but it gives your eyes the stamina to keep doing what you love for longer. For Ellen, that meant reclaiming her evenings with novels. For someone else, it might mean driving safely at night or seeing their garden bloom in spring. So how can you make blueberries a habit? The recommendation is about 1 cup a day. You can toss them into oatmeal at breakfast, blend them into a smoothie with spinach and almond milk, or simply keep a bag of frozen blueberries in the freezer to snack on like tiny popsicles. Unlike supplements, where it's easy to forget a pill, food can become a joyful ritual. Each bite reminds you that you're doing something nourishing for your future self. Now you might wonder, what if blueberries are too expensive or not always available? Frozen blueberries are just as potent as fresh, sometimes even better, because they're picked and frozen at peak ripeness. If blueberries aren't your favorite, blackberries and bilberries share many of the same protective compounds. But blueberries are the most studied and the easiest to find, which is why I recommend starting there. It's also important to remember that consistency matters more than intensity. Eating a massive bowl once a month won't help nearly as much as a steady cup every day. Think of it as a gentle drip of protection, building layer upon layer of resilience inside your eyes. There's also another hidden benefit. Blueberries don't just help with eyesight, they support overall brain health. The same anthocyanins that protect your retina also cross into the brain, improving circulation and memory. For many of my patients, that means sharper vision and sharper thinking, a double gift as the years pass. So if you're listening to this and feeling that quiet fear, wondering if your eyesight will slip away, if one day you'll no longer see the faces you love, remember this: you have more control than you think. Every spoonful of blueberries is not just food, it's a daily act of self-defense, a way of telling your eyes, I'm not giving up on you. When you add them to your life, you're not chasing a quick fix. You're building a shield, a gentle one, but powerful enough to slow the storm. And years from now, when you're still reading, still driving, still seeing your grandchild's first dance recital, you'll know it was worth it. 1 cup a day, every day. That's the invitation. That's the promise. If blueberries are the quiet warriors of eye health, then kiwi is the bright little defender that too many people overlook. I can't tell you how many patients laugh when I recommend kiwi. Kiwi, doctor? That fuzzy little fruit I only eat when my grandkids are around? And I nod and smile, because behind its quirky exterior is one of nature's richest treasures for eyesight improvement food. Here's why kiwi matters. Inside that green flesh is one of the highest natural concentrations of vitamin C you can find, even more than oranges. Most people think of vitamin C as something for colds or immune health, but inside the eye, it plays a much bigger role. Vitamin C strengthens collagen, the structural protein that forms part of the drainage system in the eye. This system, called the trabecular meshwork, is what allows fluid to circulate properly and prevents pressure from building up. When that meshwork weakens, pressure rises, pressing on the optic nerve, the very nerve that connects your eye to your brain. That's how glaucoma silently steals sight day after day, without pain and without warning. But vitamin C helps keep that drainage system flexible and strong, lowering the risk of pressure damage. Kiwi also works like a sponge against oxidative stress. Just as rust slowly corrodes metal, oxidative stress slowly clouds the lens of the eye. That's cataracts. But vitamin C neutralizes that process, slowing down how quickly the lens becomes opaque. In fact, a study out of King's College London tracked participants over 10 years and found that those with higher vitamin C intake had 33% less progression of cataracts compared to those with lower intake. That's not a small number. That's years of preserved clarity. But kiwi doesn't stop with vitamin C. It also contains lutein and zeaxanthin, two protective pigments that act like natural sunglasses inside your retina. Every day, whether from the sun, computer screens, or phones, our eyes are bombarded with high-energy blue light. Over time, that light damages the macula, the center of the retina responsible for sharp, detailed vision. Lutein and zeaxanthin absorb that harmful light before it reaches the delicate tissues. Think of them as tinted windows installed right inside your eyes, filtering out what harms you and letting in what you need. Let me share the story of Robert, a 75-year-old retired school teacher who came to see me. Robert loved crossword puzzles, but glare from the paper made him squint so hard that he gave them up. He also had early signs of glaucoma and was nervous about starting on eye drops. His diet? Minimal fresh fruit, plenty of processed snacks. I told him, Robert, it's time to bring kiwi back into your life. He laughed, saying the last time he'd eaten kiwi was when his grandchildren sliced it up for fun. But he agreed to try. 2 kiwis a day, morning or afternoon, however he liked. 3 months later, Robert walked into my office with a newspaper tucked under his arm. Doctor, he said with a grin, I'm back to my crosswords. No squinting, no glare, and my eye pressure, better than it's been in years. Was it magic? No, it was nourishment. That's the difference food makes. Not a quick cure, but deep, steady repair from the inside out. So how do you add kiwi to your routine? The easiest way is the simplest. Just slice it in half and scoop it out with a spoon, like nature's pudding. It's refreshing, tangy, and satisfying on its own. You can also toss kiwi into a smoothie, blend it with spinach and banana for a green drink that's as delicious as it is protective. Or slice it into salads. Its bright flavor pairs beautifully with leafy greens and nuts. For even greater absorption, pair kiwi with foods rich in healthy fats, like walnuts or Greek yogurt. That combination not only boosts eye health, but supports digestion and energy as well. You might be thinking, 2 kiwis every day? That sounds like a lot. But once you start, it becomes second nature. They're small, portable, and easy to prepare. If cost is a concern, even 1 kiwi a day still delivers powerful protection. And here's something reassuring. Unlike supplements, where you have to wonder if your body is absorbing the capsule, whole foods like kiwi deliver nutrients in a form your body recognizes and uses efficiently. Some patients worry about the sugar in fruit, especially those watching blood sugar. Kiwi, fortunately, has a low glycemic index. That means it releases sugar slowly, keeping your energy stable without spiking your blood glucose. So not only is it safe for most people, but it can also be a gentle support for overall metabolic health. I often remind my patients that the choices we make with food aren't just about preventing disease in some distant future. They're about improving how we feel today. With kiwi, that might mean less glare when you're reading, more stamina when you're gardening in the afternoon sun, or clearer sight when you're playing with your grandchildren. Those little improvements add up, not just to longer years of vision, but to fuller, richer moments of living. And here's the deeper truth. When you hold that fuzzy little fruit, you're holding more than just food. You're holding a promise that small, consistent actions can protect your independence, your confidence, and your joy in the years ahead. That's what a diet to improve eyesight really looks like. Not exotic remedies or expensive supplements, but humble foods eaten with intention. So the next time you're at the grocery store, don't pass by the kiwi. Put a few in your basket, knowing that each one is like a tiny shield for your eyes. With every bite, you're telling yourself, I'm not giving up. I'm giving my eyes what they need to thrive. 1 or 2 kiwis a day, simple, delicious, and one of the most overlooked yet powerful foods to boost eye health. Now let's talk about a fruit you probably know well, but may never have thought of as eyesight improvement food, the avocado. Most people think of avocados as trendy, maybe something their kids or grandkids spread on toast for brunch. But in truth, avocado is one of the most complete and effective diet to improve eyesight choices we have, especially for seniors. When patients sit across from me and tell me their vision feels strained, their eyes feel tired, or the world looks a little less crisp than it used to, I often ask about their diet. And when I hear, I don't eat much fresh food, just the usual bread, pasta, maybe some meat, I know there's a gap. That's where avocado comes in. Unlike most fruits, avocado combines eye protective nutrients with the healthy fats needed to absorb them. It's like a delivery service that doesn't just provide the package, it brings it straight to your doorstep. Inside avocados are two of the most important pigments for eye health, lutein and zeaxanthin. These are the same protective compounds we mentioned with kiwi, but avocado is uniquely suited to help your body use them. Here's why. Lutein and zeaxanthin are fat-soluble, meaning they need fat to be absorbed into your bloodstream. Many people eat spinach or kale, both excellent sources but without healthy fats, Much of those nutrients pass right through the digestive system unused. Avocado provides both the pigments and the fats, making it one of the most efficient eyesight improvement foods available. Once inside the body, lutein and zeaxanthin migrate directly to the retina, particularly the macula, the small area responsible for sharp, detailed vision. This is the part of the eye that allows you to recognize faces, read, and enjoy the details of a painting or photograph. With age, the macula becomes vulnerable, especially to damage from harmful blue light and oxidative stress. Lutein and zeaxanthin act like built-in sunglasses, filtering harmful rays and protecting the fragile tissue. But avocado doesn't stop there. It also contains vitamin E, a potent antioxidant that reduces oxidative stress. Think of oxidative stress as sparks flying around inside the body, chipping away at proteins and clouding the lens. Over time, that's what forms cataracts. Vitamin E acts like a fire blanket, smothering those sparks before they do lasting damage. Add to that glutathione, another antioxidant present in avocado, and you have a layered defense system working quietly to keep your vision clearer for longer. And then there's avocado's role in glaucoma. Remember, glaucoma develops when pressure inside the eye damages the optic nerve. Avocado supports eye pressure regulation in subtle but meaningful ways. Its anti-inflammatory compounds help calm tissues, its healthy fats promote fluid balance, and even its potassium contributes to maintaining the right internal environment for your eyes. It's not a cure, but it's part of a protective foundation, one that makes your eyes more resilient against the quiet thief of sight. Let me tell you about Maria, one of my patients in her late 60s. She came in worried, saying, "Doctor, I feel like my eyes tire out halfway through the day. The words on the screen blur, and by evening I'm ready to give up." Maria was a lifelong accountant, meticulous and sharp, but her declining stamina scared her. She wanted to stay independent, to keep volunteering, and to enjoy reading with her grandchildren. When I looked at her diet, it was heavy in processed foods and light in fresh produce. We didn't overhaul everything at once. That kind of change never lasts. Instead, we started with one simple addition, 1/3 of an avocado each day. Sometimes on toast, sometimes sliced into her salad, sometimes blended into her morning smoothie. Within weeks, she noticed less strain. Within months, she said her evenings felt different. "Doctor, I can sit with my grandkids and read their books without my eyes giving up on me." That's the beauty of food as medicine. It doesn't just add years to your life, it adds life to your years. Now, how can you easily enjoy avocado? The simplest way is the classic. Spread it on whole grain toast with a pinch of lemon and salt, or dice it into a salad with tomatoes and cucumbers. Blend it into a smoothie for a creamy texture without dairy. You don't need much. Just 1/3 of a medium avocado a day is enough to deliver the nutrients your eyes crave. Some worry about avocados being too fatty or high in calories. But these are healthy fats, the kind your body uses to support your heart, brain, and eyes. In fact, the fats in avocado help lower inflammation throughout the body, which is crucial not only for eye health, but for overall aging gracefully. Think of it this way. Every time you add avocado to your plate, you're fueling your body with nutrients that know exactly where to go and what to do. They don't just wander through your system aimlessly. They target the retina, the lens, the optic nerve, and build resilience. That's why avocado stands apart as a true eyesight improvement food. And here's what I tell my patients. Don't wait until you're in crisis to make changes. Start now. Make avocado part of your rhythm. You don't have to eat it every single day if that feels overwhelming, but build it into your weekly routine. Over time, that consistency is what protects your vision, not just for the next year, but for the next decade. So the next time you see an avocado at the store, don't just see a trendy fruit for toast. See a powerful ally. See it as a friend to your macula, a cushion for your optic nerve, a shield for your lens, a simple, creamy, delicious step toward keeping your world crisp and clear. Because protecting your eyesight isn't about waiting for the doctor to say, it's time for surgery. It's about daily choices, small and steady, that add up to a future where you're still driving at dusk, still reading stories aloud, still seeing the smiles on the faces you love. 1/3 of an avocado a day. That's the habit. That's the shield. and that's a gift your future self will thank you for. Now that we've explored the science and stories behind these three powerful fruits, blueberries, kiwi, and avocado, you might be wondering how to bring them all together into your everyday life. The truth is, it doesn't have to be complicated. What matters most is consistency. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't wait until you have a cavity. You do it every day to prevent problems down the road. The same is true for your eyes. Here's a simple rhythm I often suggest to my patients. In the morning, add 1 cup of blueberries to your breakfast. They're easy to toss into oatmeal, mix into yogurt, or just enjoy by the handful. Midday, reach for 1 or 2 kiwis. They make a refreshing snack, and their vitamin C works best when spread throughout the day. Then with dinner, include 1/3 of an avocado. Whether on toast, sliced into a salad, or blended into a side dish, that small portion gives your body the fats and pigments your eyes need. When you look at it this way, you're not just eating fruit. You're building a daily diet to improve eyesight. You're weaving protection into your day, bite by bite, without feeling like you're on a strict regimen. Remember, it's not about perfection, but about a gentle, steady pattern that your eyes will recognize and thank you for over time. Vision loss may be common, but it is not inevitable. Every blueberry, every kiwi, every slice of avocado you enjoy is more than just food. It's a layer of protection, a quiet act of self-care that guards your independence and keeps you connected to the world around you. These simple, natural choices form an invisible shield for your eyes, helping you preserve the clarity to read, to drive, to recognize the faces you love. So take that first small step today. Like, comment, and subscribe to Ageless Garden. And remember, small changes bring big differences, one fruit at a time.